guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. So what did you guys think about the RNC day one? Hands down, and I'm not just saying this because I'm a conservative, okay? Hands down, that was one of the best RNCs I have ever seen. Now forget about the fact that we're having to do things completely differently, okay, because of COVID, but what a presentation they gave for day one. We had incredible speakers, incredible stories and testimonials, okay? Not only to how great this country is, which was in stark contrast to the DNC, where it was somber, doom and gloom, we're all gonna die unless Joe Biden's president, Trump is the bad man, Trump is, killing us because he doesn't want to listen to scientists because of COVID. Trump. And at this one, they used it to show you real people, okay? Real people who are speaking from experience about their relationship with Donald Trump, about how this nation, this great nation, has helped them during this pandemic and also during other times, okay? We had somebody speaking to what it is to live in a communist society and how what he is seeing going on and what he sees the Democrats talk about.
I've seen ideas like this before, and I am here to tell you, we cannot let them take over our country. I heard the promises of Fidel Castro, and I can never forget all those who grew up around me, who look like me, who suffered and starved and died because they believed those empty promises.
Is a reminder to him of what he fled coming from Cuba. We had a phenomenal ex-athlete, Herschel Walker.
It hurt my soul to hear the terrible names that people call Donald. The worst one is racist. I take it as a personal insult that people would think I've had a 37-year friendship with a racist. People who think that don't know what they're talking about. Growing up in the Deep South, I've seen racism up close. I know what it is, and it isn't Donald Trump.
Who came on and really spoke to knowing Trump for over 40-something years and having a very close personal relationship with him, and really truly speaking to his character, which is something that I've heard from a lot of people, that Trump is an extremely charismatic, caring man. But overall, it was extremely well done. You know what I liked about it the most? And prior to me seeing it, I was kind of like thinking it was going to be a little boring, because where the DNC and where the Democrats in general really excel is they really know how to appeal to the younger crowd. They bring in the, celebrities or, the artists, the recording artists, just to break it up and to kind of bring in the younger crowd. And at first I really thought like this was going to hurt us because so far I haven't seen it yet. But you know what? I'm really glad that they steered away from that on day one. They used day one to make a really big impact. And it wasn't, there were emotional stories being told, but it wasn't the negative, like, it's just bringing me down. We're already like in a really tough place mentally with everything that's going on. And I'll tell you what, I watched that and I felt so inspired and so proud to be an American and so proud of our president that it made me tear up a little bit. It made me tear up listening to the stories. It made me tear up hearing how people really care about this country. Not just the president, okay? Not just the president, but really care about this country. And it made me feel good because just when you think, because what the media shows you is all this destruction and looting and fire, people getting killed, people getting beat up. Just when you think the world is a really cold, heartless place, you see people talk who have really, truly risen from the ashes, who have come from nothing, who have worked so hard against all the odds to get where they are. and who speak with so much passion about it. And that's what I really, really like. Now, what they really, really keyed into is that feeling, okay? You guys have to understand that everything that is going on right now is leaving us with a bad feeling. We're feeling anxiety, we're feeling fear, we're feeling worry, we're feeling uncertainty. And just the seeing of that, just watching it or hearing it or talking about it, and you start to feel it, it really truly affects your mindset. It really truly affects the things in the world around you. So what was really nice about this RNC convention is that it had a really good, energetic, positive, but realistic vibe around it. It wasn't like the DNC, that it was like all these hopes of good things to come. You know, all these people telling you how great, you know, the things that Joe Biden and Kamala Harris are going to do for this country. These were people that were talking about things that already happened, not things that were going to happen. Yes, they did reinforce, okay, that if Donald Trump gets elected another 4 more years, this will only continue and get better and better and better, okay? But most of the stories, in fact, if not 100% of the stories that you heard, were things that had already happened, things that Donald Trump had already done, some of them in his first 100 days of presidency, okay? These were real stories that I, as an American, as a human being, could connect to, okay? And that's what I really, really appreciated about it. One of my favorite people, and I'm, you know, not just being biased because she's of Puerto Rican descent, okay, but one of my favorite people on there was Kimberly Guilfoyle.
You can be that shining example to the world. Manifest and be the change in this country that you dream, that you hope, that you believe in. Stand for an American president who is fearless, who believes in you, and who loves this country and will fight for her.
She runs like the Trump campaign fundraisers. She's also the girlfriend of Donald Trump Jr. But she used to be a news commentator as well. She's not just a hangers-on and just a beautiful woman. She's a very, very educated woman, okay? And when she spoke last night, I know a lot of people got a little bit annoyed with her passion and her yelling. I liked it because I'm Puerto Rican and I feel that. I feel the yelling, I feel the passion, okay? But I really, really loved her speech. I loved how energized she was and how certain she was. And it made me want to stand up and just be like, yes, you know, like in my living room. It was amazing. It was an amazing, energetic speech. And she spoke so much life into me. So much. Another interesting speakers that were on the RNC were the McCloskeys. I am going to put a link below in the description box so you can see the full RNC. I know these things aren't always interesting, you guys, but take some time to watch it. Maybe like scroll through to the people that you're interested in hearing, but listen to some of it. The McCloskeys were on there. Now, if you don't remember the McCloskeys, they were the couple that were basically bombarded in their gated community by peaceful Black Lives Matter protesters, and they were standing outside their house with guns, and ultimately they got charged with felonies, okay, for protecting their home. And they were really funny kind of in how they talked about it, because they made a joke about how they got all this free advice about how to use their weapons correctly, because we all know she was kind of holding the gun a little weird, okay? But more than anything, they really expressed, like, this could be you.
President Trump will defend the God-given right of every American to protect their homes and their families. But more than that, Trump's vision for America is a country where you have an opportunity to work hard and build the life you dream of, with a job you love, with your children being educated in great schools, in a community where your family can play in the backyard without fear, worship in a church without shame, and express your beliefs without retribution.
We live in a gated community in a billion-dollar mansion or $1 million mansion, and here we are charged with 2 felonies for protecting ourselves, for protecting our lives. And they were like, this could be you. if we continue on with the type of government, okay, local government, because that's not something that President Trump controls, is in the states, okay, local government, okay, that allows this type of stuff to go on, you know. So they were really interesting to hear. The other person that I just loved, not just because he's a great man, but he's also lives very close to me here in Dallas, was Herschel Walker. Such a sweet man. Herschel Walker is an amazing, amazing man. He is an ex-NFL football player, but just an all-around good guy. He has dedicated his life to giving back to people, to doing things for others, and he really told some really cute anecdotal stories about his relationship with Trump and how he really feels offended that people accuse him of being a racist. Herschel Walker grew up in the segregated South, so he knows very well what racism looks like. And he said very clearly to the television that Donald Trump is not a racist. He knows racism because he grew up looking at it every day, and he's the first to tell you that Donald Trump is not a racist. He even told a really cute story about how when Donald Trump's children were younger, because they were such good friends, Herschel invited the kids to go to Disneyland with him and his family, and at the last minute Donald Trump decided he wanted to go. So he said, imagine seeing Donald Trump on It's a Small World in his suit, which is so funny because I always, ask, like, does Donald Trump ever get out of that suit? Like, I can't even imagine him in pajamas. But at any rate, I say that to say, what a difference, okay? What a difference to see Kimberly Guilfoyle looking beautiful, okay? Kim Klacik, okay, the Republican nominee from Baltimore that made that amazing viral video of her walking down the streets of Baltimore, okay? What a difference to see two beautiful, distinguished, elegant women speaking about a man who loves this country and then putting it up against somebody like Billie Eilish, okay, who needed her roots done. Now, I'm not throwing shade, I need my roots done too, but had half green hair, was wearing a black t-shirt, didn't look like she wanted to be there. In fact, she looked like she had a gun held to her head during the entire interview.
Someone who's building a team that shares our values. It starts with voting against Donald Trump and for Joe Biden. Silence is not an option, and we cannot sit this one out.
Okay, and then who's the other guy that was in a dress, doing like some type of like performance art with the dude in playing a guitar?
There's something happening here.
I don't even know what the hell that was, okay? I don't even know. Billy Porter, okay? What the hell was that? What does that have to do with politics? What does that have to do with politics? Listen, I'm not saying Billie Eilish isn't talented as a singer or whatever she is. I'm not saying Billy Porter is not talented as an actor or performance artist. But what does that have to do with politics, okay? I'm not watching the RNC or the DNC to hear what Billie Eilish has to say about who she would pick as the leader of our country. She looks like she can barely pick her bra, okay, for the day, let alone a leader for the country, okay? Billie Eilish couldn't even be bothered to put on a clean shirt, okay? Because if you see that video, he had a stain on his little blouse. Okay, he can't even get that right. So how in the hell am I going to take political advice from you people? Get the hell out of here. Anyways, I want to know what you guys have to say about it. I can't wait for today. Just to give you a sneak peek, today they're going to have a lot of people talking, but I'm going to name the ones that I'm interested in. Melania Trump, Secretary of State Mike Pompeo, the Navajo Nation Vice President Myron Lizer, Marianne Mendoza, whose son was hit and killed in a traffic accident by an undocumented immigrant who was living illegally in this country, and Nicholas Sandmann. Now, if you guys don't know who he is the Kentucky high school student, okay, who received a law settlement, whose probably a millionaire, billionaire by now, okay? Highest paid person at CNN. He received a settlement from CNN and the Washington Post, because if you don't remember him, he was protesting on the steps, I believe, somewhere in Washington, and he was just standing there as somebody was yelling in his face, and I believe it was in protest of something about having to do with the Navajo Nation or something like that. I can't remember. But I'm interested in seeing him speak because he's a young man and I want to hear what he has to say. So let me know what you guys thought of day one of the Republican National Convention. Give this video a like, drop a comment below. Don't forget to share it. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye guys. Love ya. Mwah. Bye.